Good morning. Happy Monday. It's the start of a new week, and I just woke up feeling really excited about this week. I also had my observation last week, so we do 2 formal observations every year. So I had my first one this past week on Thursday, and then I'll have another one probably like February or so, and then that'll be it for the year. And then they do like informal observations where they just like walk through the classroom, but that's just not like an observation. Like they would never come in to like observe an entire lesson, if that makes sense. So that was last week. I did my observation in ELD. They wanted to see ELD this year, which was actually kind of nice because I've never been observed in ELD before, and it's something that I don't know, I feel like this year I've really kind of gotten a grasp on my ELD instruction. So I'm actually going to walk you guys through kind of like what my week looks like in ELD, because I feel like I've kind of got it down to a science now. So I'm going to walk you guys through my ELD like process this week. And there's something else I was going to say. Oh, I have my post-observation meeting tomorrow, so that we meet like afterward. So I'll let you know kind of, obviously if she tells me that the lesson was horrible, then I won't share my ELD instruction with you guys. So as long as she says like it's good, then I'm going to share it with you guys, just because I feel like I really liked the lesson, and the whole week kind of flows together. So anyway, I'm going to finish making my cup of coffee, and I'm going to head to school for the week. Alright, it's the end of the day on Tuesday, and I'm sitting here trying to just enter some data that I have for my students, but I thought in just a minute I'm gonna like get some work done, and then I'm gonna sit down and walk you through my ELD like kind of routine for the week, because I had my post-op today and it went really well, and she gave me a lot of like good feedback, and so I'm just like really proud of kind of what I did. So I want to walk you guys through that, because ELD is something that like I was not very familiar, and I don't feel like anyone's really taught me like how to teach ELD, and at the same time like it's so different depending on the levels that you have within your group. So okay, I got my data entered and I've got all my stuff gathered for my ELD group so I can show you guys. So I'm going to turn the camera around and I will show you how I organize my ELD groups, and if I think everyone calls it ELD, English Language Development groups. All the students that I have this year are not like super low in terms of their language abilities, so I do kind of gear my groups more obviously towards them. Like in the past I've had students who are much lower on the CELT like level, or not CELT, we don't call it CELT anymore, LCAP I think it's called. So like this year I was just able to kind of work it that way. It hasn't been like that every year, so you kind of have to just make it fit for your group, and I only have 4 students in that group. So in the past I've had closer to like 9, but this year I have a pretty low number. So let me flip you around. Okay, so I started doing this to where I just have like my daily, or my daily schedule. I do this for a couple other things, but it just kind of helps me stay on track. And like every day is pretty much the same, but like really helps me just to keep my like mind focused. So I'm gonna like put this here, and if you want to pause that and like look at it closer, you can. Like I said, pretty much everything is the same. The only thing that changes is this category, but every day. So we're going to do a phonics review. Our school is really heavy on phonics and vocabulary right now, so you may not need the phonics in your group, but that is something I do think is really important. So all of my students in that group all showed on iReady data that they were struggling with the sneaky E, so currently that's what we're working on. So each day we literally just like do the whiteboard with the sound boxes, and they just like sound out a word with me, and that's pretty much the extent of it. It's a really quick, like 5 minutes. So we meet for 30 minutes. I should also say that we meet for 30 minutes. every day. And the only reason I have Monday through Thursday here is because our Friday is kind of a weird day. So that day is just a lot different. So and then we introduce the vocabulary words on Monday. So each week we have six vocabulary words that go along with our curriculum. This is something you could easily like just create words on your own, but they're just words that can be helpful to students as those EL students, just to kind of build their vocabulary. And we just kind of go through a routine of like, what is the word? How do we use it? What does it mean? Like, can we make connections? Like last week, one of our words was guard. And so they made the connection of like lifeguard, and that helps to keep people safe. So that's kind of all we do with that. And then each day we review the vocabulary. The other days we'll talk about how they were in the story, but on the first day, because they haven't read the story yet, that's kind of that. And then we use these ELD companion books, but you could definitely like make this work without a workbook. So let me show you like, whoa. I hate these books because they don't stay open very well. Okay, so like this is the one we did last week. So here's just a page with the vocabulary, but once again, like this could easily not be filled out. It could just be kind of verbal. The key thing with ELD is to use a lot of sentence frames. And then what we do, so Monday, I focus in on listening. Each day we're doing the speaking, reading, writing, and listening, like a piece of it, but I do try to kind of focus in. So like Monday is more of a listening, Tuesday is more of a reading, Wednesday is more of a speaking, and then Thursday is more of a writing. So the first day I'll just read the story, and they literally are just going to listen and follow along with me. And then the next day we'll read the story. So I should actually rewind. So we'll introduce the learning target for the day. So like my learning target, which is right there, was I can ask and answer questions. That's from this week. And so I would actually write that right here. I didn't write it this week yet, but what was I saying? Oh, so then we focus on one skill or standard or something. And it usually will like go along with what we're doing in class. So that is kind of where that comes from. So the first day they're just like listening to the story. My principal did give me the idea, and I added this in here when I printed this out to show you guys, was to use talking tokens if students are talking too much or not enough. So they get each an amount of tokens, and then they can only use like that amount or whatever if you have students talking over each other. And then the last thing we do is a language development. And so we end off with like I just have worksheets that go along with, like this week is, what is this week's? This one, my partner retyped this, but she literally just copied it from one of the pages. So it's not anything different than what was actually in the book. But anyway, so complete the sentence by writing the suffix. So this week was suffixes, and last week was like adding and comparing two words. And so each day I just kind of go in order, and if there's something that I feel the students are like lacking in, if I like notice with reading or something, then I can kind of cover that. But it's kind of a catch-all. Like I can pretty much do anything language related during that little 5-minute block of time. And then I always review the learning target again after the lesson. So then the reading day, I have them like reread the story, and then we kind of just focus in on the close reading parts of this. I would just call this like the close reading part. It's the text evidence. But basically, if you didn't have a book like this, you could each kid had a copy of a story, and you would just work through it like a close read. And then Wednesday, just a lot more like speaking. So talking about the story using sentence frames, having the sentence frames provided for them, like on a sentence strip or something, or on the board. And then Thursday, which was actually the day that I had my observation, and this is literally just from the book. So they're answering questions because our focus was ask and answer questions, and so we just took this page and just retyped it because this doesn't like lay flat, and then they had to keep flipping back and forth. So it's just a lot easier to have it on its own page. And then this page, which is like more of a writing piece, is on the back side. So that kind of turns into like almost like a paragraph when it's done, but with sentence frames, which is really nice. So that's something that like all this stuff is easily, let me flip the camera around. Okay, so the whole point of that is basically it's really easy to kind of create like your own stuff. Like you don't need that companion workbook to be able to do all of like that stuff. Essentially, it's just taking a text and working through it like throughout the week in different ways. So yeah, you don't need like the actual workbook if you don't have Wonders, or if your, district or whatever your curriculum provides a different ELD curriculum. I'm sure that you can like make that work too. So yeah, that's kind of the routine that I've like finally got set in place. Now that I'm back, I had started ELD like strong at the beginning of the year, and then when I was out, it was just like a mess. And now that I'm back and like going, it's one of like my favorite little parts of the day. So anyway, I gotta go to class, so I will catch up with you guys later on this week. Good morning, happy Monday. I'm ending off the vlog. I meant to do this yesterday and I didn't remember until like late last night, and then I was like, I'll just do it in the morning. So anyway, it's Monday. We actually don't have school today. Like we do, the teachers, we have a training that we're gonna go to. We always do this like in October, and then the kids have the day off. So yeah, so this weekend, what did we do this weekend? Saturday I taught Saturday school in the morning, and then we went rock climbing. It was so much fun. I was like so much more scared rock climbing than I thought I was gonna be. I don't know, I got up there, and even though it's like not that high, when you're actually up there it feels so much higher than it actually is. It just feels like really high. I'm not really scared of heights like per se, but I don't know, it was really scary. Once I kind of got used to it, it wasn't as bad, but it was a little bit scary at first. And I'm not like that great at it, so but it was really fun. And then we went shopping and just got like a couple fall things. Skylar wanted to get some stuff for fall, some new clothes, and then I had a gift card I wanted to use for my birthday. And then what else did we do? Oh, we went to dinner afterward. Oh, and then my brother came over, and then I fell asleep really early because I had been up since 5 from teaching Saturday school. And then yesterday we pretty much just hung around the house. I went grocery shopping, kind of just usual Sunday, which was nice. So last week was a really good week. I didn't like vlog a ton last week because I actually had 2 days where I was like, actually like 3 days I guess, that I was busy, either before school or after school, or like one day I was actually out the whole day. I'm the grade level chair, so I was out for leadership that day, so I was actually out all day. And then another day I had like a training after school, and then another day, oh, I guess that was the day I did vlog, and I had class that night. I don't know, it's just crazy. But I've just had such like a good last couple weeks. Like, just been like so genuinely happy now that I'm like back in my routine and not doing all the jury duty stuff. Like, I've really gotten my like feet back again, I feel like. So I don't know, I've just been really, really happy. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna end off this vlog and then probably start a new one after school today. So I will catch you guys in the next video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to give it a thumbs up. I hope everything I filmed kind of goes together. I had every intention of filming a little bit more, but that's okay. So if you liked it, give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already subscribed, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.